neighboring property owner or someone else involved with the project or from the community. And so I'll start with Heather Estridge. Heather, if you could unmute. Heather, you'll need to unmute if you're talking. Sorry.
There we go. I had to find the button.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Heather Estridge. I'm the architect for the project.
Okay. Welcome. And we also have, it looks like someone under D Zuck. You'll need to unmute.
I'm Daniel Zook at 3664 Saybrook Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45208. I'm a neighbor.
Okay, great. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Alex Rixey.
Hi. Yep, I'm the property owner at 3668 Saybrook.
Okay, great. Welcome. And we also have Wes Manzel from the Department of Zoning at the city. Welcome, Wes.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right.
And my
let's
wife
go.
will be on any moment. She's just dropping off the kids.
Okay. Are you okay with starting before
Sure.
she gets here? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. I need to read through our hearing script. This will just cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we'll get started. So this is the January 8th, 2025 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. The case before us today is case number ZH20240156. That's 3668 Saybrook Avenue. The purpose of the hearing is to allow applicants and any other parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any other party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. I will then give Mr. Zuck an opportunity to speak if he would like after the applicant has presented its case. I'll hear from the zoning plans examiner, Wes Manzel, if he'd like to add any testimony in addition to his staff report. In the event that any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to this application, the applicant will have an opportunity to respond to that testimony offered in opposition. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. Okay, the last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, making any statements, asking any questions, really doing anything other than just strictly observing, the zoning code requires that I swear you in. So if that's you, if you could please make sure that you are off mute and raise your right hand. I need you to answer out loud. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Great. Okay, fantastic. And is that Ivy that's joined us here?
Yes. Hi.
Okay. All right, great. Welcome. All
Thank
right.
you.
Ms. Estridge, will you be taking the lead here on the presentation?
I can do that. Yes.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay. So the Rixies would like to do a second floor addition to their existing home. All of the zoning requirements are being met by that addition, with the exception of a side yard, which the requirement for the side yard on the east side is 5 feet 9 inches. The existing home is 5 feet 2 inches from the property line. So we're asking, and we're taking the addition straight up on the, the same footprint of the existing home. So we're asking for a 7-inch variance for the east side setback.
Okay. So just to be clear, you're not extending the nonconformity of the existing structure in terms of side setback. It's going to be flush. The new addition will be flush with the existing.
Correct.
Is that east facade?
Yes.
And west. Well, I guess we're just dealing with the east side here, right? In terms of the.
Correct. Yeah. Everything else
non-conformity.
was compliant. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how deep is the new addition?
So the we are adding 12 feet. 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 on the rear, but we're still within the rear setback.
Okay. All right. And do you anticipate any adverse effects as a result of this setback on air, light, wind, anything like that?
No, I don't. I think, still we're 5 feet is, still kind of a nice, uh, separation from the other house. There aren't really any views in the rear yard that we would be blocking. Um, it may create a little more privacy for some of the residents. And like I said, we're not encroaching into the rear yard setback. We're still 47-ish feet from the rear property line.
Got it. Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me about the project?
I think, looking at the rest of the neighborhood, this house with the single story is smaller than a lot of the homes in the neighborhood. So we're just matching height with many of the neighbors.
Okay. All right, great. Did the Rixies want to add anything to Miss Estridge's comments?
Sure. I think Heather pretty much covered it. Really, we love the neighborhood. We just felt like we needed a bit more room to sustain our growing family. We have 2 young kids, so it just wasn't really feasible to continue to use the house with 2 older boys. So we're hoping to just, instead of leaving, give ourselves a bit more living space, because the upstairs where we are right now is I'm using it for an office, but other than that, because of the vaulted ceilings or like the half floor nature of it, it's really not very usable as like a true living space. So we feel like if we have like a true floor up here, it just gives us a lot more living area.
Sure. Okay. All right. Anything from the applicant or anything else from the applicant or the owners before I move on to public comment? Okay.
No.
Great. All right. Mr. Is it Zook? Zuck?
Yes. Zook,
Zook.
correct. Right, fine.
Okay.
I have nothing to add. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. Great. Mr. Menzel, did you want to add anything?
Good morning. I just want to clarify, because you asked originally if they're extending the footprint or something like that, and they're extending it upward for the entire second floor of the existing footprint, but they're also extending to the rear. Just make sure you understand that. And although the rear portion that's new looks like it has a covered porch, so the first floor would be transparent as far as the facade, which, I'm not, opining. I'm just clarifying a little bit more on the design proposal. So
Sure.
but-
my question was was meant to be whether they were extending the nonconformity, the pre-existing nonconformity of the side setback. And it sounds like the answer to that was no.
they are, because they're extending it back to the rear also. Like,
Oh, but it's not going further into the setback than the existing home is already.
correct. It's extending the existing footprint directly to the rear, but that's also non-conforming
Right.
for the
Right.
the new first and second floor sections. Yeah,
Got it. Okay. Thanks, Wes. Anything
Yep.
else?
that's it.
All right, great. I'll turn it back over to applicants and owners to make any comments in closing or otherwise before we adjourn. Anything?
No comments from us, I don't think.
Okay, I think we can leave it at that then. I have had a chance to review the application materials. Based on that, based on the testimony that I've heard here today, and based on the staff report, I think it would be impractical to strictly enforce the zoning code to this application. So I am going to approve the requested relief. I need to formalize that approval in a written decision. I mentioned at the beginning that typically takes about 2 weeks. hoping to get that to you sooner. I'll do whatever I can to get it to you as quickly as possible. And as soon as I finish that decision, I put it into a PDF. I'll email it to everybody who's in the hearing here today. So you all have a copy of it really just moments after it's complete. As soon as you receive that email, Wes will be on that as well. Wes can approve the zoning permitting on his end, and you all can take the next steps. Any questions on any of that?
No, we really appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone.
I do have a question.
Sure.
So I believe we could go ahead and submit for building permit and have that being processed while we're waiting for the zoning.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But
great.
I
Well,
can't, Heather, I can't approve the zoning until David sends the written decision.
Right.
but you can get the building process.
But the
started.
bill, we can get in line for the building
Yeah,
review.
building code
Okay.
review can go ahead. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And knowing that it's going to be approved, I would encourage you to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Well,
Great.
hope everyone has a wonderful day. Good luck with the project.